Welcome. Welcome
Okay.
Welcome to Frank's Unsolicited Advice. I am Bree, and I'm joined by Frank, and I'm joined by June. Don't hate on my intro. It's 10 times better than what you've ever done, June. So, how are you guys doing today?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm so happy to be doing this. I'm good.
Hey, I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm happy to be here. I missed you guys last week, and I definitely would have done better. But yeah, go ahead.
People were asking about you, man. They were like, "Hey, how's June doing? Is he okay?" I like, "Yeah, he's fine, man. He's good. He's good." So people thought about you. They really did.
Wow,
I appreciate that, man. I feel some type of way. You know, that's a blessing. You know, it's a blessing. I really am happy though. I'm happy to be back.
I was really about to say something nice about like him in last week, but he just said that he could have done the intro a lot better than me.
Oh my God, it was a joke.
Oh, don't worry about it. We're gonna set June up. I'm looking at what I can get him as a little startup kit that he could use at home, and then we're gonna let him do it too.
Yeah, I sent him what I had so that way he can get one too.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
Fire.
first thing that we are going to talk about today is our top 10 quarterbacks. Okay, now we each have a different list because we each are entitled to our own opinions. Okay, June's list is a little questionable, but he's entitled to his own opinion. All right, so we're gonna start with Frank.
All right.
You go. You talk about your list.
So
we'll all talk about our list.
I got to pull it up then because I don't have it.
Oh, you don't have it? Where's your phone? All right, so you want me to just read it for you?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, let's do that because I was gonna go live on Facebook. So go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so you have, I'm starting bottom up, okay?
Yeah.
So you have Favre, Aikman, Montana, Elway, Big Ben, Montana, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady.
All right, so I did change my list a little bit, and it's because I had Marino and Montana up there, and I did the research. Marino did win some awards in the '90s. Like Montana, I think went to the AFC Championship. I think he won some kind of awards too. But I went with Brady. Obviously, he's my favorite, but 7 rings, you can't argue that. He's the only quarterback that's been playing for 3 decades like that. Won a championship, I think, in each decade. So since 7 or whatever it is, since his 40, he's won 3 rings. So I had to put him up there. Peyton, obviously, I think Peyton's one of arguably the greatest regular season quarterback. At least that's what his 5 MVP, NFL MVP says. Who else was it? You got Aaron Rodgers up in there?
You could talk about your top 5. Then your third place was Drew Brees.
Brees, right? Currently, he's the all-time passing leader. Not to mention, he was a great quarterback up until he retired. So you can't take none away from him. What's the other one?
And then fourth place was Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers came in the game, got a ring with Green Bay. Arguably, he was doing them throws that Mahomes is doing. Everybody, so look what he's doing. Aaron Rodgers been doing it. He's just, I think he's up there. You can't mention the current decades without mentioning those 4 or 5 quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
and then Montana in 5th place.
And I went Montana because he has 4 rings. I should have, if we didn't go further back, because then Bradshaw would have been up there. I think championships do matter. He went 4 rings with the 49ers and then went over and went to the AFC Championship with the Chiefs. So you got to give him credit for that. Out of respect, that's why I put him up there so high. You know, I think once you get past those top 4, it's really debatable. You could say Elway won 2 back-to-back in the '90s. Brett Favre, 3 NFL MVPs back-to-back. Only player to ever do it. So, I mean, you know, you can split hairs when it gets to that point, but that's just my top 10. That was my top 5 that I described. So that's where I'm at with it.
Disclaimer real fast. I did not put Montana in my top. I think I did. Did I? Maybe. No, I didn't. But also, I'd never watched him. I don't think I was alive when he played.
Oh, Lord.
You're old. This crickets.
Go ahead, Jim. Or you want me to go?
Okay.
I'll
No,
go.
I could go.
I'll
I
go.
go real quick. You
I'll go.
sure?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So mine is Favre, Wilson, McNabb. Don't judge me. I like McNabb. Okay. Eli Manning, Michael Vick, Aaron Rodgers, Big Ben, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and then Tom Brady. Those are mine. Of course, Tom Brady's number one. I don't have to like the man to respect the man, and I would say that I respect him, and he is a great quarterback. And like his numbers are just like untouchable. His championships are untouchable. Drew Brees would be second for me. I think that he is a great, 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 great quarterback behind Tom Brady, in my opinion. I watched him a lot more than I watched Peyton Manning like that. So that's why I ranked him above Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is third. And then my fourth place is Big Ben. One, because look how old he is and he's still doing what he can do and still beating these young quarterbacks that he played. And him and Tom Brady are the only two quarterbacks still currently with more than two or more championships right now. And then my fifth place will be Aaron Rodgers. I started watching football back in like 2000, I want to say. My first football game was in 2000, so that's why my list is 2000 and up, because I didn't really know these 1990 NFL quarterbacks and stuff. So that is mine. Losers last. Go, Jim.
So Frank, you did your top 5, right?
Yeah, I did top 5.
Yeah, I just did my top
All right,
5.
cool. Hold on, let me calm these kids down. Hold on.
Hey, Nikki. Hey.
So make sure you read your list from the bottom up and then do your top 5.
All right, cool. So Frank, you said you did your top 5, right?
Mhm.
And then Bree, you did your top 22. My bad.
I literally
I'm just
just talked
kidding.
about
I'm
5
kidding.
of them.
All right, cool. Hey, so
Can you
I'm
hear
gonna go.
that? Is your hearing going out?
Hey, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start from the bottom and I'm gonna talk about the top 5 and I'll just make it short and sweet.
Like we all did.
Hold on, short and sweet.
Okay.
All right. So starting from the bottom, my dog Foles, Nick Foles, followed by Big Ben, Mike Vick, Troy Aikman, Steve Young. Hold on, man. I got these kids here. They're about to make me go crazy. Followed by Aaron Rodgers, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and Tom Brady. And just to recap on why, growing up, right, I was kind of getting into football in the 90s, and I was in the Frames Boys and Girls Club growing up, right? So we did a lot of that in my age group, and that's what I was raised around. So a lot of this stuff actually came from my upbringing, what I remember. You'll go to the park and you'll be like, I'm Joe Montana. I'm Joe Montana, and you Jerry Rice, and that's it, Or, hey, I'm Troy Aikman, and that's it. Or I'm Randall Cunningham, and that's it, right? So my top 5, obviously Brady. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna go into detail with it. You guys know what it is. It's just the respect level of everything when it comes to that. Drew Brees, I mean, shoot, man. The man did what he did. He brought that chip to New Orleans, kind of what Foles did, except Brees owns a lot more records in the NFL. It's only right. Peyton Manning, I mean, you know what he did. That whole family is successful. And to me, the stats that he got and the records that he owns speak for themselves as well. Then Joe Montana, man. Joe Montana was one of those dudes that when you went to Canby Park, that's where I'm from, right? When the Canby Park and the football field was there, Joe Montana had that arm and he made it work, right? Because he had 4 Super Bowls and 4-0, and he did his thing. It was it. And then where am I at? Aaron Rodgers, Aaron. To me, I put him in there, man. I don't know. I respect that man a lot. I think he came from, I mean, he was the backup for Brett Favre, came out of there. And honestly, I didn't know nothing about Aaron Rodgers. I was just like, oh, he backed up, Brett Favre. And I mean, shoot, look at him now. He's in the stats. He won a Super Bowl. And that's why I have him there. Again, that's my top 5. And it's to like my personal liking. So I probably could get down in the stats if we had more time, but we don't.
I respect
But that's pretty much it, But let's not forget Nick Foles, baby. Nick Foles, let's go.
Yeah.
I just have one question for you, June. I respect it. Like I said, like you are entitled to your own opinion, and your top 5 is different than my top 5. But I just have a question for you. You really think Michael Vick should be above Ben Roethlisberger?
100%. Let me tell you why. Right? You don't need a ring to be an amazing quarterback. And Michael Vick brought something to the NFL that none of these other quarterbacks did at the time, because Michael Vick changed the game. And I'm a true believer in his athleticism or whatnot. And I mean, think about it. Let's bring him back all the way to Atlanta, to Philly. That's why I have him above Big Ben. Regardless of what you say, Big Ben wouldn't do what Michael Vick did.
So we obviously, to me, chips matter. But when we talk about impacting the game, you have to give Vic credit. Before Lamar Jackson, it was Michael Vick. And Vic has a strong arm. Vic probably next to Brett Favre had the strongest arm to me, because I think Brett Favre has a strong arm. I think to this day, you put Brett Favre out there, Brett Favre used to break fingers like it was nothing on people's hands. It was nothing. And the next person after that, I would say, was Michael Vick. I didn't put Vic in mind. It just didn't pop to mind, not because he wasn't prolific or a great quarterback. It was just because I didn't think about it like that. I was looking at chips and impact to teams. He impacted the NFL, honestly, hands down. Can't be mad at why you put him in top 10. Being that we kept it 90s to 2000s, it was kind of hard to go further back and try to give other people credit. But I could definitely agree with when you were saying when you're outside playing and the play you think about. People say Montana. I remember jumping over the bushes at the house. Jumping over a hurdle. This is when I was, I was skinnier and had some kind of agility. Now I can't even jump over a box. But I get it. I could rock with it. What else, Bree?
Okay, dokie. I had honorable mentions, but those are like unnecessary.
It's not bad.
All right.
You can do that. It's cool.
Well, I had Nick Foles, Matt Ryan, and Cam Newton in my honorable mentions, along with Alex Smith. But I just think they're all great quarterbacks, and they deserve to like be on like the list to me, because those are names you're gonna hear for a long time, and it's because of like impact, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we get into our daily free agency updates, last week I know you weren't here, June, but I said I turned 27. I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm gonna be nice, okay? So please don't bring me back to my old ways. Be nice and positive, okay?
That's good. You're all grown now,
I'll tell you something. I could tell she missed you. I could tell that this the energy.
I was so calm. Like Frank said, wow, that was very calm of you to say. I was so calm last week, and I was cooking asparagus. Like I was just so.
Dang, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Well,
But
hey, happy belated. I know I said it already. Happy belated.
thank you. Thank you.
She's like, yeah, thank you.
Just gonna,
Yeah, I know, right?
just gonna leave it at thank you. Okay, so former Bears quarterback Mitchell Trubisky is signing with the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, it's sad, man, because you go from a starter to a backup, and Trubisky showed flashes of good like as of a great quarterback, good quarterback. But again, I feel systems mean a lot to people, and people want to say, "Oh well, let's take Brady for example. He's a system quarterback, and then he goes to a whole nother system and wins the Super Bowl." And it's like, well, was he a system quarterback or was he the system? I think that a player's success, especially at the quarterback position, is really based on the coaching you have there and the guy that's going to create the plays that's going to make you successful, right? I look back at the Giants when they were struggling and Eli was getting hit, and what kind of caused Eli to say, I'm going to retire, is because I felt that offensive coordinator didn't adjust to the fact that they didn't have a run game or they didn't have a good protection on the line. So instead of doing more screens, quick passes, they were still trying to do things that would allow him to get hit. So I think Trubisky's just, I'm not saying that he didn't have opportunities in Chicago to take off and be the guy they needed him to be. I just feel that he probably didn't have the mentorship. So maybe going to Buffalo. But Josh Allen, I don't see him getting hurt anytime soon.
Right.
Well, knock on wood. You know what I'm saying? So if he doesn't get hurt, you're just a backup, fam. And maybe that's all he's good at.
It's sad that he accepted the role as a backup. Again, you go from a starter to being okay, being a backup. Like starting where you left off, I don't see Josh Allen getting hurt anytime soon. And I'm pretty sure that there was another team out there that would have probably took a risk with Mitch Trubisky, knowing the fact, hey, man, that's the only team he quarterback for. So it might have been just a messed up coaching or system over there. I don't know. Maybe he's just okay with just getting a couple million and possibly earning that ring that he probably won't earn anywhere else or get a chance to.
Who's the brother? It's Derek Carr and it's David Carr, right?
Yeah.
David Carr is the backup on the Giants when they beat the Patriots, one of those two Super Bowls. Yeah. And when his name comes up on NFL Network or wherever he talks at, it says Super Bowl whatever champion. Leaving that out there. I'm just going to leave it right there.
100%. Look at McCoy. But yeah.
No.
So former Vikings tight end Kyle Rudolph reached agreement with the New York Giants.
Giants been spending money. I haven't really been tracking what they've been doing, but I will say this: it looks like they've been trying to put a team together so they could dominate the NFC East.
They're putting a team together, but they still have a quarterback like Daniel Jones.
Hey, that's 100% facts, though, man. I am not sold on Daniel Jones at all. They putting them players together, but it's just like that meme. They were all on the airplane and they were like, "Oh, these players," but Daniel Jones is a quarterback. Sleep. I don't. Until he
agreed with me.
I do. I agree 100%. Great point.
Nothing, Frank? Do you have anything about Kyle Rudolph? No, me neither.
I mean, okay. Not really, but
well, while we're on the Giants, we'll just keep talking about the Giants while we're on the Giants, okay? Because the Giants and Kenny Galladay have a 4-year, $72 million deal with the max of $76 million and $40 million guaranteed. Now, do you think KG is worth that money?
Like a friend of mine says, ability is availability is the best ability. And if you're available and you can play, you're going to make the money. A healthy KG, I think he's worth the money. They were talking about it today, though, because they were talking about your boy Juju and him going back for, I think, $8 million. And the Ravens offered him $9 million.
Chiefs offered him, I think, $11 million with $3 million guaranteed. Yeah,
so some people offered money. He went back. I think what he did was smart. I'm going to stick with the devil I know, then go with the devil I don't know. And I'm going to stick with the playbook. But going back to KG took a chance. And free agency is about desperate teams paying for what they can get. The Giants obviously felt like, hey, he's worth the money. Me personally, I would have just kept Golden Tate, but that's just me. You had Golden Tate.
Listen, me too. And I just told my mom that because, she's a Giants fan.
I would. Why give Galladay something that next year the market's going to be better? So anybody trying to
Mhm.
get a big payday, the cap salary is going to be better next year. I would have just stayed where I was at and took the money. But yeah, I think for the Giants is good. They're trying to contend. They're trying to contend, and just be honest. Eagles, we don't know what they're going to be. Giants, Cowboys, we don't know what Dak is going to be like coming back off an injury. We still got Ezekiel Elliott that's not really been the same guy that he has been when he's hit the league. Their defense was suspect last year. So, you have to see what, and the Redskins, they just got a new quarterback. They got rid of Alex Smith, who was 5-1 when he started. And who did they get?
Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick, exactly. So we know it's Fitzpatrick. He'll give you Fitzmagic for about 6 games. After that, it's hit or miss. And then you got the Giants. Their defense, they got a new DB. I don't know. I just think the NFC East is still the NFC least, and we'll see what's going to happen as it plays out. There's not so many teams that won in free agency. There's only maybe 1 or 2.
I think that contract with Golladay kind of brings up the contract with Taysom Hill. Is Taysom Hill worth $140 million? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think so. If I was in New Orleans, I would have spent that money elsewhere. That's just my personal opinion. But Golladay, on the other hand, wide receiver, you got even Goodwin, Marquise Goodwin. He just got released. I'm pretty sure they would have probably got similar talent for a lot less. And who does that damage the most besides Goff? The entire Detroit Lions team, because they let him go. I don't even know if they were to match that offered him something else. So that's just my opinion on it.
The Taysom Hill thing that you brought up, though, I think it is worth him. You know why? Because Taysom Hill's like Eddie Murphy in Coming to America, the first one. He played like 30 different people, and they saved so much money. So Taysom Hill's on special teams. He's a tight end. He's a blocker. He's a passer. He's a runner. He waters everybody down. There's so much that Taysom Hill does that if you add up all the positions that he does, they're probably saving money than what they could have paid. So,
yeah, but I think they're gonna probably with $140 million and maybe releasing Winston and saving some money on that end, they're gonna probably sign a bigger quarterback moving forward, or maybe drafting. I don't know. But
not available.
That's what I think. Even Watson. Watson.
Well,
that's a different story. I know. Hey, we'll talk about it later. But
we're gonna talk about Watson later. But good.
Okay. Former Packers DE Montravius, I think I said that right. Sorry if you're listening, you probably not. Adams reached an agreement with the Patriots on a 1-year deal worth up to. Whoa, what happened? Did you just touch something?
It's in the bottom. I touched the dot. I touched the dot. I didn't mean to. I was trying to get the dot on there checked off. But
oh no, I just erase it after I say it. I erase it after I say it. Okay. But Montravius Adams reached agreement with the Patriots on a 1-year deal up to $2.5 million.
That doesn't ring bells to me. Like, that doesn't stand out.
Yeah.
What the Patriots have done since
they've done a lot, and I feel like we talked about them like all last week
because they're still being talked about. It's crazy to me how a man like Bill Belichick and there was a tweet. Remember the thing I sent you in June about what Robert Kraft said when they asked him about Brady winning the Super Bowl, and he was like, basically they let that happen because they let him go, and it was good to see him win. Whatever. I think what they did was rectify the problem. Bill last year was like, hey, you know what? It is what it is. We talked about Cam coming back. The question was asked. I said, yes, bring him back. They brought him back. They didn't give him wide receiver 1 players, but they gave him wide receiver players that can get separation. Aguilar, when he's healthy, he's good. This kid Bourne, I don't know him like that, but he had to be somebody if Belichick went out and got him. They got players. They stacked up on defense. So what I think he's doing, he's going back to the 2000 ways, early 2000s, where he won 3 Super Bowls, which is the defense is going to be stronger than the offense. And the offense, all they got to do is not mess it up. So I
Okay, Juju returns to the Steelers on a one-year deal for $8 million.
June go first.
Damn.
Please, please. I
Okay, cool.
just
Hey,
want to know what he's going to say.
well, I don't have anything negative to say. I know he was offered multiple offers,
Mhm.
and he still went to the Steelers. Now, he said it was loyalty, and to me, I don't think a 1-year contract is loyalty. To me, it's just I'm gonna play as hard as I can because I know I'm gonna get a bigger contract at the end of next year. Um, but that's good for the Steelers. I think it's good for the Steelers. It's good for Big Ben to go out there and go out on the limb for his last year and go from there.
Yes.
So,
Frank?
I think Juju realized, listen, I'm not going to get the money I want. I think business-wise is smart. The question is, Bree, is Juju a wide receiver one? I'm going to tell you, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
He benefited from Antonio Brown being there. Now, people could hate on Brown all you want, but Brown is a player that no matter what team he goes to, he's an impact automatic. When that one game on the Patriots, he caught a touchdown, was pretty good. He takes a whole year off, then goes to Tampa, and look what he does in Tampa.
Wins the Super Bowl.
Exactly. And it wasn't even his greatest moments. If we look at his numbers previously, he did just enough for the city. You know what I'm saying? He did just enough to win a ring.
I feel like his greatest numbers were in Pittsburgh.
It was in Pittsburgh. So
look at me growing.
so proud of you. So I think Juju did the right thing. Let me get another year under my belt. The cap salary is going to be higher next year. If I just maybe do better than I did last year, I'm gonna be great. I heard that, one other thing you gotta look at, why go to the Ravens? If you want to catch the ball, the Ravens not the team you want to go to. They're not a pass first team. But I do think with the right setup of wide receivers, they could change that to maybe pass first, run option later. And Marquise Brown needs help. Hollywood Brown needs help. And when you don't have that second threat, I can focus only on you. We saw what happened to Diggs in the playoffs. People knew we take away Stephon Diggs, Josh ain't got nobody to throw to. So I think that if you would have went to the Ravens, and guess what, man, you probably would have ate just off the strength that they still going to double Brown. And you're a bigger body. Shallow crosses, you can win those and you get the ball. So I don't know. He went with the safe bet. Like I said, I'd rather go with the devil I know, the devil I don't know. And that's what he did. So I can't knock him. He got money. So it is what it is.
Yes. I'm happy. I'm happy. I should wear my little Juju jersey. But I would hate for him to play on the Ravens. Especially the Ravens, because and I also think it has a lot to do with, I don't think he was going to go in the Ravens because, while the world was making fun of him, NFL players were making fun of him as well. When he was down, at his lowest. And yeah, he's the reason why people were making fun of him. But it's why play with people that were tormenting me on social media, talking all this crap about me? You want me to go and play with y'all? No, I'm not going to do that type of thing. That's how I see it, kind of. He didn't directly talk to me, but that's what I think was with his decision with the Ravens, because they did have a lot to say when they lost to the Browns, when the Steelers lost to the Browns. They had a lot to say, especially about Juju. And Juju caught a touchdown that game. But I am happy. He wants to retire a Steeler. He said he wants to stay on Pittsburgh forever. That is where he started, and that's where he wants to finish. Stop making those faces. This is what he said on his Instagram post and Twitter post. I'm looking at June. June is making faces.
That was Frank. That was
no.
100% Frank.
You had the big eyeballs looking back like this. I can see. My eyes, I have the eyes. So yep, that's that. But while we're on the Steelers, right now is trending. I saw it this morning. Chase Claypool is trending because he was involved in a bar fight in California last night. Jeez. But he wasn't in okay, I'm gonna put this way. So his friends were fighting outside of a bar, right? He was trying to break it up. You see, like I'll send y'all the video. So you see him like first he's standing on the corner, minding his business, just watching. Then when people start jumping in, so it's just like a brawl. And then he's like slowly like, whoa, 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 y'all need to chill. Stop. He takes someone, he moves them, a drunk person, like breaking up the fight. Well, that drunk person like charges at him from across the parking lot and tries to like tackle him down, and he backs up, and that person like ate shit on the fucking concrete. Oops, sorry for my mouth.
You're good.
But no, he did not lay a punch or did not hit anybody whatsoever. But that's the only face that was noticeable there. So he's trending right now.
Here's what I say about that. We had this conversation today.
Really? Did you see the video?
Not about that. No, we were talking about somebody else, Deshaun Watson, at work. And we're just talking about how when you become a player, you become famous, you have millions, or you're out there, you have to separate yourself from things that are going to create problems. So G brought up something with LeBron James at a club, how a girl wanted to talk to him about something, and he just waved it to his mans and them took care of it. She never came in contact with him to protect him from stuff like that. Players need to understand the minute you get into the NFL, all that stuff you did back in the day, all them peoples, if they not on your team, they got to get off the bus. And what I mean by on the team, if
all your friends from back home and you're going to go hang out and party with them, and
exactly, if I know June's the talent, that's my man's in them. I'm with him. He's getting me out the hood. My job is to protect him. Make sure that nothing goes on. Make sure that if I'm gonna get dirty, June don't need to be nowhere near it. Why? Because he's the breadwinner. He's the guy that's gonna get the contract that's gonna feed us. These players, I think, forget that. They're still young, so they still have that young boy mentality too. They need to grow up faster. You know what? I could buy that because I made my mistakes when I was younger. So
and Chase Claypool's what, like 22 years old?
I mean, but you gotta be smart though, fam. You gotta
be smart. Even though I feel like, okay, yeah, now it's turned into a brawl. It's like six, 7 men on top of each other fighting. You're there trying to break it up. You pull someone off, they didn't like it, and they try to swing at you. Like,
or you pull them off, and they say, "Oh, you dislocated my shoulder. Now I'm suing you."
Yeah.
Something Fat Joe said back in the day, right? And this has nothing to. It's not the same, but it's kind of similar. Fat Joe was like, when he first started rapping, dudes would try to diss him, and he punched him in the face, right? Because he's like, "Oh, you ain't gonna diss me. I'm Joey Crack." And they started realizing, yo, they getting punched in the face, and I got to give them $1 million. So he stopped punching people in the face. Why? Because he caught on to it, like, yo, I'm the come up. You're an NFL player, you're an MLB player, NBA player, NHL player, whatever. You're the come up. If you're making money, you are the come up. Everybody knows who Chase Claypool is. Everybody knows it. It's like, oh, that's him. I mean, I don't know who he is. He could be standing right next to me, and I wouldn't know who he is. I know his name, but I don't know who he is personally. But some people track it, and guess what? They'll fall on your fist just to say you hit him. So you got to be careful.
Okay.
Hold on, wait a minute. Nikki said about AB that he should have did better in the Steelers. He was there longer than half a season. And then she said, but he ain't the first person that this has happened to, as far as like getting into fights and like being there because of your friends fighting. Yeah. And you're right, Nikki, and you just got to pick better friends, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that they started that rookie thing a while back. I mean, maybe they need to just continue it every year and just opening it up to everyone. As far as like, I forgot what it's called, but I seen it on Hard Knocks a while back. Where they go to that one course on how to behave and spend their money wisely now that they're in the NFL. I forgot what it's called though, but maybe they just need to keep the doors open.
Doc, bro, like their in-doc that's what it is. Like their whole doc to the NFL is very different now.
Okay. Tight end Jared Cook to the Chargers, 1 year, $6 million max. That's the tight end that the Saints released.
I think that's good. To the Chargers. Chargers are an upcoming team. Herbert is a good quarterback. I think Jared Cook is a solid tight end. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say that he's basura or he's not the best person, but I think he's honestly no no cap like the young guys say nowadays. I think he's a good team, and I think that he'll be fine. I think that's a smart move for him. Why continue to people are gonna be what's what I'm looking for? They're gonna, people could bounce from team to team. I don't know if he's trying to win a ring, but good for him. Good for him.
I don't know, man. I didn't think he was that good. I dropped him from my fantasy because he kept screwing me up. I think I lost 3 fantasy games because of him, so I had to drop him and pick up
games because you're not good at fantasy.
You see what I'm talking about? I didn't even say anything.
Yo,
But it's okay.
I'm kidding. Calm down. Like you said, oh my gosh, I was joking.
I'm not even gonna say no.
Okay. Well, let's move on to June's team. Okay. The Eagles are signing former Viking safety Anthony Harris. He gets a 1-year deal for $5 million. June, are you happy with that decision?
Oh, 100%. I think it's a slight come up from Jalen Mills. Obviously, when they moved Jalen from corner to safety or whatnot, but I don't know. We'll see what he does. We'll see what he does. He's excited to be there. And I think his last tweet was, "I'm excited to be here," because I remember when we lost to the Eagle in the NFC Championship game, the fans were it. The electric in that stadium is what drove him to the Eagles. So I'm definitely excited for that. Let's go.
Okay, back on the Eagles train. The Eagles signed Flacco.
Do you want to skip this one or?
No. You can talk about it. If you're upset about it, you can talk about it. Vent to us. We're here for you.
I was really surprised that we did sign him. I don't.
But backup, right?
I don't know what to. Yeah, well.
Backup to Jalen, right?
I was reading that there, obviously he'll do what he needs to do. He was the backup in the Jets, and then he ended up being a starter. But I think obviously they say it's to compete with Jalen Hurts, but I don't think so. There's no way.
I feel like if they're using him to compete with Jalen Hurts, that's a slap in Jalen Hurts' face. That is a huge slap in his face.
I don't think so.
Let them get a chance to start. You seen what he did when they benched Carson Wentz. He was winning games. He beat the Saints. And remember, I asked you, do you think if they would have started Carson Wentz, do you think they would have beat the Saints? You told me no. They don't. That's the thing. They're not giving that man a chance. If they're using him to compete against Jalen Hurts, that's a slap in the face of Jalen Hurts. And that means they don't trust him or they don't believe that he can win games.
I think it's too early. It's too early in his career for people to say, it's a slap in the face or whatever. I mean, he played a few games and he did good. Trust me.
But then it's just like, okay, the games that he was in, he was winning.
No, I get it.
Wentz wouldn't have done.
I get it. However, I don't think that he's going to compete with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is going to be a starter. He's there. He got a ring already. I'm pretty sure he's going to serve as some type of mentor to him. Yeah. But it is what it is. I'm not like greatly upset, but I'm very surprised that they made that move.
So can I go? I think.
Of course you can go, Frank.
Hi, Frank. Green light.
Let's put some respect on the man's name. He got a Super Bowl ring.
We didn't say that he didn't.
No, he went to one, right? One, and he got a ring. Listen,
MVP.
But we're not disrespecting him. I just said it's a slap in the face to Jalen Hurts if y'all bring him in there to compete when he wants to start. And when he does start with Philly, you see a different game.
Well, so here's the deal. Here's what I'm going to say, okay? I'm not saying Flacco's the next coming of the best thing ever. I think he got lucky on a team with a good defense, great defense, okay? And they beat the 49ers. They beat Kaepernick. They had a break. The lights went out mysteriously. They got a rest, and then they came back and took over. I do feel it's disrespectful to Jalen because you brought him in, you got him there. He's probably thinking he's going to start, but a little bit of competition is okay. Steel sharpens steel, iron sharpens iron, and it wouldn't hurt him to have a actual starting quarterback that won the Super Bowl. He took that team from day one, game one, all the way to Super Bowl and won it. unlike Nick Foles that took over in week 10. It was just different patterns of different things. I think that this will be good for Hurts, in my opinion. And a little bit of competition is okay to bring out the best in you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know, that's not it's Flacco. Look, he got a ring. He probably never made. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but he got a ring.
Look.
He did play good a few times last season when he had a chance to. So let's put some respect on his name. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, and 100%, he went to University of Delaware. I'm from Delaware, so it's just okay. You know.
That explains a lot.
Thank you.
The Texans are giving Pro Bowl running back Philip Lindsay a 1-year deal worth $3.25 million with $500K in upsides.
I think that's good for Lindsay. I think that's dope to go undrafted, go to Colorado, the Broncos, where he grew up at, played for the team he watched. He did good at times. I'm not gonna say he's one of these, like, he's not Emmitt Smith, he's not Peyton or anything like that, but he's definitely a good running back, solid running back. I think it's good for him. I think I think any player signing a 1-year deal this year is smart, because next year the money is going to be better. Everything
Yeah.
$300 million for this new TV deal they got. Everything. That's bananas. So I would have look, you could have brought him back for $500,000. I would have sat there, okay. I'll run the ball. Just give me a year. That's what that is. What up, Sheldon? What else you got?
Okay. I don't know if this is news. I mean, it could be, but Panthers agreed to a 2-year, $6 million deal with former Cardinals tight end Dan Arnold. Anything free agency, I just wrote down. Okay, now the news that June wanted to hear. The Giants are signing cornerback Adoree Jackson to a 3-year deal worth $39 million.
I'm telling you, Giants making noise. I don't know what they're trying to do, but they're doing something. Them dudes said we're not going to lose the East. They were 1 game away from winning the East last year. 1 game.
Yeah, remember the Eagles gave it up for them.
Yeah. You know what, June, I'm sorry, bro, but never in the history of footballdom have I seen a team in the same conference give up the game so the other team could win. In the same conference.
The same.
He goes,
What's the next topic, please?
Okay, so that was all, but I am on Twitter right now, so we can do the what's trending right now. Okay. And we have, besides Chase Claypool, we already talked about him, but Gardner Minshew is trending. I'm letting Twitter load. It broke on me just now. But I was reading a little bit of it. Okay, there we go. And I lost it, but Leonard Fournette is trending. And he is trending because the Bucs have yet to re-sign Leonard Fournette. And the reason why he's trending is because the Bucs and offensive tackle Donovan Smith reached an agreement on a 2-year, $31.8 million contract extension through 2023 that now includes $30 million guaranteed. So people are saying, like, okay, they're signing all these people, but yet they still haven't re-signed Antonio Brown or Leonard Fournette.
So my take on that, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, because
you're like a $2.5 fan.
Not even. I'm a Tom Brady fan. I'm a TB12 fan.
I seen a jersey that reminded me of you the other day. It was like half Bucks and half freaking Patriots.
I would buy it.
He wants that. I told you, he's a half Bucks fan.
I saw a thing of Brady, and it was like him walking with the Patriots jersey on one hand and the Bucks jersey on. His shadow was a goat. Had all the
you want that framed, huh?
Oh my God, I would. I am. I'm probably gonna get it. I would tell all my children, you know what I'm saying, to get it. But no, so
you probably would tell like your grandchildren, because they're not gonna know anything about Tom Brady. You're probably gonna tell them like this is Jesus Christ right here. This is the Lord. This is our Lord and Savior.
Because I'm actually a born again Christian, so I'm not gonna say that. I'm my sleep tonight with my CPAP machine not working. But so here's what I say about it. I don't think those players are signed because they don't want to be signed yet. Gronk signed. Yo, the Bucks have done a great job at bringing damn near everybody back, with the exception of Antonio Brown, Leonard Fournette. With the fact that James White re-signed with the Patriots, I see Fournette either coming back onto another team, because White would have been a better addition, in my opinion. He's a passing back. He can run the ball at times, but he's a passing back, which you need. A lot of people are on the fence with Brown because Russell wants him on the Seahawks. But a lot of people feel that he's only going to play good for Brady.
Mhm.
So I think that's why a lot of teams haven't touched him, because it's like, well, Brady, he's willing to eat the fact that he's not getting 20 catches a game because it's Brady. You know what I'm saying? Last year, Brady threw him the pass that got him his bonuses. So at the end of the day, Antonio Brown, say what you want. He could be a raggedy dude, crazy off the cuff. I think he's loyal to those who take care of him. And Brady got him a ring, got him paid, brought him into his house. Like, people forget he was living with Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen amidst the allegations of him sexually abusing somebody. That's deep.
That's wild.
And Brown is looking at that like, yo, he's a hood booger. He's a hood booger like all of us. And we tend to show loyalty to those people that take care of us. So you took me in when nobody else would. I will smoke somebody for you, fam. That's what I would do just because you took me in. So I don't think those people are signed. And Leonard Fournette has to understand something. Let's be clear. You got cut by the Jags. You wasn't traded. You were cut. And
I guess right now, like, just looking at all the tweets, people are just wondering, like, okay, the Bucks are signing all these people that nobody cares about, but Fournette and AB are still not getting signed. And what is the holdup?
So
This is what they're saying.
I will say this: the defense, you might say nobody cares about them, but that defense kept Patrick Mahomes out the end zone. You know what I'm saying? That defense is what won the championship. If we're gonna be honest, Brady just managed them and then screwed away. I think they're shopping the field. Normally when people win a ring, they tend to go someplace else and get more money, even if they're not worth it. Yeah. We know AB's worth it. The problem with AB is, can he mentally stay mentally disciplined to not screw it away? And that's what it comes down to.
But I will say that I do think that he is mentally able to not screw it away.
I think so. But he has to respect the people there. See, the problem again, and Bree, I'm not taking a stab at your team, so that's the disclosure.
Let's go talk. I'm listening.
Difference between 6 rings and 2 rings. There's a difference between Brady and Big Ben. There's a difference between the coaching of Belichick and Tom. Yeah. It's very different. Like, and everybody says it. And even BA did it. He criticized Brady publicly. Bill did it behind closed doors. You show up late, you getting called out. You drop a pass, you getting called out. He overthrew the ball, you getting called out. AB was like, yo, that resonates to me. We're all equal. The guy with 6 rings is getting talked to like he has no rings. It's like today's society. Kids are more liable to speak out than we were when we were younger, because we were brought up to do as I say, not as I do. Now today kids are like, wait a minute, you telling me I can't come home late, but you coming home late. Are you stupid? My name's on a mortgage, dummy. You know what I'm saying? But they don't see it that way. They see it as we're all the same. So I don't know. I think AB will come back. That's just me.
Any take, June?
No, I think AB will come back. I think like you guys said earlier, it's gonna take that corner to keep him out there. When I say corner, it's just like boxing, right? He's gonna take that coaching to tell him when to bob and weave and when to relax, you know, and throw it in jabs, or just don't throw nothing at all. So I think he's a super talented receiver, and that he has a few good years left in him. And I think if he dominates this year, he could get a massive contract. Do you guys think he's gonna get a big contract this go around, or just like every other receiver, he's gonna get that 1 year?
No, and teams are not trying to touch him because they see how he operates under Brady's tutelage.
Mm.
It's not that he's not great. Let me tell you something. AB, as much as people want to hate, that dude's probably top 3 wide receivers in the league.
No, 100%. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
There was a point in time back in 2017, 2016, 2017, when everyone was trying to argue with who's the better wide receiver, Antonio Brown or Michael Thomas.
yeah, and AB smaller than him. So let's.
I almost fought Cheney for trying to say Michael Thomas is better than Antonio Brown.
Let me tell you something. It just proves that our people or players that come from a poverty-stricken environment have issues, man. Have issues. And just because you make millions, them issues don't go away. Sometimes they're heightened by the fact that you have money.
And people need to understand that even though you have money, people are still human.
Exactly. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry.
You laughed at me.
No, that was
No, but I think that's what and people feel like, because people are celebrities or people make millions of dollars, that they can't have mental breakdowns. And I would be the first person to say that I did judge Antonio Brown back when that happened, but I judged him over the fact that how he went about disrespecting Juju Smith-Schuster, and that's what really didn't sit right with me. But it's okay to have mental breakdowns. It's okay to cry. It's okay to have pain. It's okay to like have emotions. And when celebrities have emotions or they're upset or something, that's tea to the paparazzi and the bloggers and all those people, which is not okay. So I will say here on air, I apologize for all the negative things I said about Antonio Brown in the past.
I will say this. Look, he went wrong about it with Juju. I think he did.
And that's what made that was the thing that really upset him, because Juju had nothing to do with his problems at Pittsburgh. Had nothing. Juju didn't even say anything to him.
I think he took it on the wrong person.
Yeah.
They should just stay quiet, because what people thought came out to be true, which was, what are you going to do when AB's not around? Are you still going to be the same guy you was? And you're not. You haven't been. So if I was AB, okay, he could be the MVP of the month for the team. He could be this. He could be that. You're going to miss me when I'm gone. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And he ain't been the same wide receiver since he's been gone. So I think that is big there. There was something else I wanted to mention before we went on to the last topic.
Wait, before I found it. So basically, Gardner Minshew is trending because it is rumors of possible trade plan between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the 49ers. So the 49ers are trying to trade their backup quarterback to the Jags for Gardner Minshew.
If I was Minshew, I would take it. I mean, the 49ers have better receivers, have a better defense, have a better team. Nikki, I know you're listening, so I'm sorry.
Sorry, Minshew might be gone.
Yeah, but I would definitely go to 49ers if I have a chance. Any other topics before we go to the last one?
No, that's all I see. That's what's trending.
Real quick. I saw a post earlier where it was Tyreek Hill not saying he's going to take less money.
Mm-hmm.
I had a problem with that. I'm going to give my take on it, and then you guys can jump in. First off, your quarterback took less money. He restructured his deal to open up money. Tom Brady has 7 rings and took league minimum this year to bring back a defense. Ben Roethlisberger has 2 rings and 3 Super Bowl appearances and took less money to stay on the team this year. So where on God's green earth, in the football heavens of Vince Lombardi, do you, the cheater, think that you are entitled or privileged to all this extra money? I have an issue with that. As much as I give Tyreek Hill credit, and I think he saved, in my opinion, he saved Patrick Mahomes last year in the Super Bowl against the 49ers, because he came back to catch that ball. That would have, if they would never caught that ball, it would have been like 4th and forever. But if your own quarterback is taking less, Tom Brady's taking less, Ben Roethlisberger's taking less, some of these receivers are taking less for 1 year, why would you say you're not going to take less? I just think that that's disrespectful. That's just me. Takes?
You want to go or want me to go?
No, I agree with Frank. I do agree with Frank. I do. Julio?
I
read your
I agree. No, you're good. I agree with Frank. It just at this point now it just makes me, and I'm pretty sure it makes you guys curious of what that restructure deal looked like. Because if it looks like it's just a whole bunch of incentives and less money and less guaranteed, then okay, maybe I get it. But if not, then yeah, 100% agree. Are you there for the team or I mean, who knows? But I agree with you. If your quarterback is setting that example and saying, "Hey, you're gonna get paid regardless, bro. Let's bring more players. We restructure the deal so it could be this dynasty and move forward." And then you just sit there and be like, "Nah, boss, I'm getting paid." What did he say? He said, I'm signed on for what I signed on," or something like that. So I'm with it. I'm with you, Frank, not with that.
No. I agree. I know what you're saying. Nikki said, even though I agree with you, that's their choice. You're right. That is their choice. But this goes back to in the beginning of the season on the herd. He said people think that winning multiple championships and keeping a team together is easy. It takes selfless acts. The people want to replicate what the Patriots did in New England, but you can't when you have players that are being selfish, not selfless. If that makes sense. So you got me. Let's say I'm the guy, and you're like, "Oh well, hey, I want to win this money. I'm gonna make this money because I already got Super Bowl. So guess what? I don't care about the ring. Now it's time to make money." You're not thinking about the fact that if you win 2 or 3 or 4 rings, that money comes. Patrick Chung retired from the Patriots, safety, 3 Super Bowls. He might never make the Hall of Fame ever, but he got 3 Super Bowls. He can live off endorsements. He can go out and make money off of that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't sit there and I feel like everybody was riding the hype with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And not realizing that it takes a lot to keep a team together, especially when people put what they want first, not what the teams want. And even so, what you got, Bree?
That is all I have. Let me just double check one more time to make sure we don't miss anything. That way it's not old news whenever we record next week. Let's see.
I wasn't here last week, but I do want to ask a question.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
don't know if we touched up on it. And if you guys did, then cool. We get to talk about it another time. But my question is, do you guys think that Bill Belichick, and I asked you guys this last week, but I don't know if it was brought up. Do you guys think that Bill Belichick has that chip on his shoulder where I have to win to show these guys that I can win without Brady? Brady already showed he could win without Belichick. So I'm gonna open up my wallet.
Okay, I'll go first because you know that this is Frank's coach, so we'll save the best for last. So I would say yes and no. And I would say yes because of the fact that like Tom Brady left your team and then won a Super Bowl like the year that he left. So it's just like, oh, okay, was it Tom Brady, yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, like you weren't here last week. We talked about how, quoted by Cam Newton, Bill Belichick is football. He is the NFL. Like, you have to respect him. And I feel like he is that great of a coach that people know that he doesn't need Tom Brady or he doesn't have a chip on his shoulder because people know what he's capable of and what he's done. And
do you think that he personally has a chip on his shoulder. Like
No, I
he
don't.
feels some type of
I
I gotta win.
no, I don't. I don't think he feels some type of way at all because of the fact that like he watched this man grow and watched this man become who he was under like him being the head coach. And now, okay, to me personally, he's probably thinking, I don't know, Bill Belichick. Frank, you can ask him this for me, but I think now it's okay. Maybe I can give another quarterback that opportunity to grow with me like Tom Brady grew with me, if that makes sense.
So here's what I'm gonna say.
It's total opposite of what I'm about to say.
Yes, he has a chip on his shoulder. And it's not because Brady won a Super Bowl. I'm gonna tell you why. Belichick doesn't want to lose.
Show me a loser who likes losing.
Yeah,
What's your saying?
They show me a person likes to lose, and I'll show you a loser. Yes. Belichick understands. He says it. We sold out for soup. We sold out for rings. Now we don't have no money. He knew this was coming. I think last year was one of those things. I'm gonna take the hit, but I'm gonna come back strong. So what happens? Go ahead, Bree, before I go into my little tangent.
Okay, yeah. No, because I was gonna say, yeah, but I still don't think he has a chip on his shoulder because now him re-signing or bringing back Cam Newton and then them making all those moves and those plays. And remember, we had that conversation. Cam, how can we make you who you used to be type of thing?
Yeah.
It's like now it's like, okay, I don't have Tom Brady no more. Like whatever chip that I potentially had on my shoulder is gone because now I have to work with what I have and I got to make them the best that I can be type of thing. So I don't think he has a chip on his shoulder because he is doing everything in his power to make Cam Newton the best that he can be for his team, like how Tom Brady was basically.
So let me be clear on what I say about chip on the shoulder. I don't think it's because Brady won a Super Bowl. No. I think we was talking earlier about people that I've recruited that have made chief or passed me in rankings.
Yeah.
I don't get mad. I look at the fact that I recruited this person and saw the talent in them to bring them into something I believe in. Belichick picked them 6th round. But I do think that Belichick feels like, man, we have to win. This ain't about Brady. This is about a man that dominated a division for more than 11 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
Every year going into the NFL season, you knew the Patriots was winning the AFC East. Hands down. That's it. When we had a 1st seed and number 2 seed, you knew the Patriots was getting 1 or 2. That's what it was. And last year, he got punched in the face. He got punched in the face, and then he had to hear all the criticism. Or Brady goes over there, he recruits this person. And then what happened? He wins the Super Bowl. And it's like, oh my God. Then you have the owner saying, well, we allowed that to happen. We let him go. And if you can go somewhere else and win, I want you to do that. But it won't happen again. See, people think, look, I don't read many books, but I do read some books. And I'm reading The Dynasty. Robert Kraft acquired this team when nobody wanted him to win this team. Nobody wanted him to get the team.
Mm-hmm.
He started by buying the parking lots and the concession stands, and basically the team didn't even own. They didn't make no money off sales. He finally got it. He took this team from nothing. He's worth over $6 billion. And you sit here and you lose. You take my son away from me because it takes to keep him. He goes to another team and he flourishes. And I say, damn, at 43, this guy still can play. And you go, and it's arguably probably the easiest conference is the AFC.
Yes, but I'm going to put this in a different aspect that's not football, okay? I'm going to put this in like a cheerleading aspect because I was a cheerleader, okay? You have, listen, real fast, and it's going to make so much sense, okay? The way I put it, okay? So you have this cheerleading team who keeps winning 1st place in like the cheer nationals and stuff, right? They have like their star cheerleader who can do the backflips and the back tucks and all the flipping and all the flying and all that stuff, right? They leave and take their talents to another team. Now that team has what the old team has, all the backflips, all the back tucks, the flying abilities, all that stuff. And now you're left like, because you depended so much on that one person who had all the talent. Now you're just stuck like, oh, okay. So that team that person went on, now they have all the tricks to win 1st place and you just lost it. So now you have to reconstruct your team to get better on how you were without that star player. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Hey, now with that being said, right, I don't want to take up too crazy of a time, but I want to ask you guys one last question.
Okay.
It kind of flows into my last question. See, I missed you guys last week. So my question is pertaining to this topic,
Okay.
right? It's the Super Bowl, Bucks, Patriots. It's tied. It's 24-24. There's 3 minutes in the game. You got Brady, you got Belichick. Who's taking the W?
It depends on if we're getting this new reconstructed Patriots team that Belichick is putting together.
They're at the Super Bowl. They're at the Super Bowl.
This team that he's signing all these people right now.
They're at the Super Bowl. Yep, it's next year. They're at the Super Bowl.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say Belichick because I want to see Cam Newton get a ring. And I feel like he has potential to do that, especially with all these weapons that they're bringing and is doing it for Cam's favor. I feel like that if they practice and they really do what they have to do, Cam Newton can potentially win a Super Bowl under Belichick against Brady.
Nikki said, Tom, just to give you the heads up, I'm going to go.
What with Belichick? What is your heart says?
I'm going to tell you something. When you said it, the first answer out of my mouth, if you would have just let me go first, would have been Bill Belichick. That's it.
100%. Hands down. I think so as well.
I'm going to tell you why. 18-1 season, Patriots against Giants. Tom Coughlin was the head coach. That defense was a difference. 2011-2012 season, same difference. Against the Eagles smoked our Patriots defense, but they had the strip sack fumble that stopped Brady from coming back. Brady is great. He's my favorite, best quarterback of all time. Like I said, in my nightstand, there's Tom Terrific, and then my CPAP machine, my So Clean machine, and my Alexa that plays different pictures. But Tom Brady's there, not even my wife, Tom Brady. But Belichick is a genius, man. Is a genius, and he knows his tendencies, and he knows what he can do, what he can't do. And I think that in a moment where it's about schematics, it's playing chess, not checkers, he's not on the field. He can dictate. I think Bill wins. That's just me.
Remember the 7:39 p.m. Eastern Time, March 24th, 2021. We all said Belichick, including Mr. Tom's number one.
They play each other this season, and I think Bucks will win. But they play each other this season in the regular season.
Gotcha.
So now the last question. Nikki said, nah, it's Tom all day.
I know it ain't Minshew.
Ask Nikki Gardner Minshew or Tom Brady.
you probably we're not gonna go too in deep because I know it's 8:00 and we wasn't supposed to go this far.
Okay, so the last sensitive topic. Deshaun Watson. Or we gotta watch what we say on here too.
So she said Gardner.
I'm gonna pray. She said Gardner?
Gardner.
Ask her if she's gonna become a 49ers fan if he goes.
Are you gonna be a 49ers fan if he goes to the 49ers, Nikki? So here's what I'm gonna say. Ooh. All right, no, look, I'm not gonna bite my tongue. I said this already on live. I'm gonna say it again. Listen, I have family members that were sexually assaulted. I have friends that have been sexually assaulted or molested or anything that deals with unwanted touching by another person and unsolicited advances. I'm not saying, she said hell no, by the way. If Deshaun Watson did do these heinous acts to these women, he should be out the league and should be either lose all his money or be tried for it. He should pay the piper, right? But here's my take on it. The man's been in the league for 4 years. 4 years. In those 4 years, we would have made a list of the top 3 quarterbacks or 5 quarterbacks or 10 quarterbacks that we would have seen a bad press on. It wouldn't be him. of who would have got caught with something like this, it wouldn't be him. But what made me think about this is a few things, and I'm gonna go on my stuff and I'm gonna step back, and I'm gonna try to do it in under 2 minutes. One, he didn't want to play for the team. Two, the lawyer representing these females lived in the same neighborhood as the owner. Three, the lawyer went on a post and said on a news conference, said, I don't know the owner of the Houston Texans, Cal or Hal, whatever he names, I don't follow him. I don't follow the team. Four, when Johnny Manziel was trying to come into the league, he advocated for the Texans to draft this person. So you can't tell me you didn't know who the person was, the owner was, or nothing. Five, it's the same owner that during the Kaepernick situation went and said, you cannot let the inmates run the prison. Six, one of the accusations is, oh, I came in the room, he had a towel over himself, he was naked on a bed. I've never got a massage before in my life, never been to a spa, never did any of that. But the people that have gone, you are barely wearing nothing under that towel. He is an athlete. You're going to massage. Nothing. Now, maybe the team was paying people off all along, and now that he doesn't want to play, they're going to put it out there. Or maybe he wasn't doing it, or maybe he has been doing it. But these players are in a bad spot because either A, they pay the money to keep you quiet, and that's admission of guilt, or B, they fight it and their name is tarnished. Why would a lawyer go over the social media and say, well, any woman that has been assaulted basically by this man, come forth, we're doing a lawsuit claim. The other thing is, why is it that when his lawyer, Deshaun Watson, is asking for the names of the people that are filing a civil suit under the Jane Doe pseudonym, he won't give it up? This can go either way. In the court of public opinion, Deshaun Watson lost. But the sad part about this is if this is about a franchise tarnishing his name because he won't play, that's wrong. A player should not have to worry about where he goes, who he interacts with, what he does, in thinking about, oh, well, if I talk to Bree and I breathe on her neck, she's going to say she's pregnant and I got her pregnant and I raped her at the same time. Is sexual assault real? Yes. Do I think that if you sexually assault somebody, you should be tried to the utmost there is in the law? I do wholeheartedly agree with it. I have an aunt that was raped by a family friend. So I'm not taking away any of that. But we've seen it time and time again where these athletes get blamed or get accused of stuff. And did they do it or did they not? But they're targets because of the money they have in their accounts. That's all I'm saying about it.
Yeah, I would rather talk offline about this situation. My opinion. Because I know someone like firsthand whose name got tarnished over sexual assault and abuse, and they had to leave Florida State University and lost their hopes and dreams of going into the NFL over a lie. So
no, let's talk about it. It's real. And we don't talk about it enough. It's real. I knew a girl in A school that was was our singer, right? The A-Rock. She marching, singing the AO anthem like it's crazy. Files false claims against a Marine. It comes out that she lied and she was put out the Navy for it. But guess what? That Marine's name is in a system for the rest of his career because he was falsely accused of something. And again, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. What I'm saying is, for all these false claims that come out, what it does is discredit the people that have been abused, that have been assaulted, that have had something happen to them, and are scared to come forward because guess what? Nobody's gonna believe me. It's my fault because I wore the skirt too short, or because I did this, or because I text him back, he thought he could rape me. No. What I'm saying is, it's just too much stuff that's kind of funny business right now. Now, this would have came out last year, then I probably would have been more on board of the fact that, damn, son, you wilding. Why you doing that? But when it was AB, nobody had a problem throwing stones and cinder blocks and bricks and bullets to him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was crucifying him. So I just feel like it's
And
funny.
it was that Seahawks player who literally like beat his girlfriend to death. It was the NFL trying to get him help, and
Yeah,
I
the,
mean,
the
that's
linebacker,
really-
the white dude, he beat the crap
He
out of his
did-
girlfriend, and they were like, "Oh, he just woke up and had didn't have been gay the night before." Come on, get out of here, bro.
yeah,
Mhm.
he needs mental health, and we're gonna get him the help. And then they kept that story like silenced.
I want to see in 6 months, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. In my opinion, Deshaun should just pay the money, have him sign an NDA, and call it a day. 16 people, 16 females, and you got 10 more. They said on standby. I know what it. I know it. I wouldn't want to eat the bullet if I didn't do it, but fam, that's just a lot of people. You're gonna, and it's all hearsay. It's all hearsay. So can you really prove that you didn't do it? So we'll stay on top of this as it unfolds. But I hope that I hope he's good. I hope he didn't do it. But if he did do it, but my man, you need help. You need help. You need help. What else, Bree? What else we got?
That is it.
So next week, we probably got more free agency stuff coming up. Hey, maybe we could do another list. Maybe we could open up for the crowd and see what people want to talk about. Again, last comments before we go. I'm gonna start with Bree. Bree, what you got to say? Anything?
I will say I hope everyone has a wonderful and marvelous and amazing week, and happy spring. We're officially in spring. I hope everyone stays safe. There is still coronavirus going around, so please wear your mask. Please still social distance. Please drink your water. Please, please, please drink water. Stay healthy. Mind your business, and you will live longer.
June.
Hey, I'm happy to be back.
So welcome back, June. We
Thank you.
missed you so much last week.
You sound so grown. Did you get older? Just kidding. But hey, I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to see you and Frank. Shout out to Tom Sanborn. I think he wants to call in next week or whatnot and discuss with the Patriots. He's definitely a listener. But other than that, man, I can't wait for the noise that the Eagles are going to make.
Now, hey, listen, thank you for we got June back. That's dope. So everybody that tuned in, we had some people consistently watching us on Facebook Live, so I appreciate that. Thank you for supporting us. Keep going. Anything you want us to talk about, text us, DM us, send it to us. We'll bring it up. We'll chat about it. And again, keep supporting us. We'll support you and have a good time. Later.